None of this makes sense. Keeps showing me transmission and differential. Like, here's a picture of an oil pan, and it's like the drain point. I f***ed up. Ah, fuck. This is not what I f***ed up, but for some reason my EVO sometimes does not like to start. I gotta jump it. Let's try that again, huh? Debating in my head whether or not to keep that sequence a part of the beginning of the video, because I'm working on hooks. You know, what's gonna keep you watching? What are you gonna see and want to keep watching in the video? Let it warm up. So nothing catastrophic, just really, you know, perform the cardinal sin, which is if you buy a used car, no matter how old or new, if the previous owner put miles on it, doesn't matter if they have all the books in the world that prove all the work they've done to maintain it, you gotta do the basic maintenance. I spent, I'm pretty sure, $6,000 to $10,000 worth of parts and installs before I did an oil change. Now, I gotta walk that back a little bit. Maybe I gotta look at my logs a little bit, because I did take this to the shop and there is a chance I had them do an oil change, but I may have glazed over that with all the, like, I had the differential bushing to change. But anyways, what's up, crew? Welcome to another video. My name is John Connie, aka Big Man Syndrome. Let's change some oil. I love this fucking car. Okay. Now, this thing has not run poorly at any moment in time that I've owned it, other than a couple of the check engine lights that pop on. No crazy engine noise, no sluggishness, but I have started to hear a little bit more lifter tick than normal. Sometimes I'll drive it for a little longer, come home, and then it'll have a little extra cool down sounds, which I don't like. Definitely gonna check the health of the oil as it comes out. You know, hopefully it doesn't look bad. But I mean, as far as I can tell, everything's good to go. I'm not going to go too into depth in this video. I'm just going to take you on the quick little journey. It's just as simple as any other oil change. There's a oil drain plug, pop that out, and then there's the oil filter, which I bought a new one, and it's an HKS. A little extra performance, I guess, on the oil filtering. Hopefully I didn't buy the wrong thing and that's like supposed to be meant for track, but it seemed like it was just an OEM replacement, but with the HKS brand on it. Looks like that has a couple other bells and whistles built into the filter, like special magnets and all that. But who knows? Maybe I'm just an idiot and I'm spouting out a bunch of nonsense and it's all good. I grabbed a snack at 7-Eleven. I figured it's a perfect opportunity to warm up the car, get that oil nice and loose. Snack time at the 7-Eleven. Part of me wants to leave it running, which I typically do. Ha! Security camera. Catch you in the act if you try to steal my EVO. Where's the guy? It's that time, it's just free stuff. Thank you. You think you can handle the EVO? Is it proper to use voices like that? Am I allowed to use that voice anymore? Does it matter? Or does it only matter if I offend somebody on the channel? And is it offensive? Deep questions with John Connie. I want to try to do a live stream when I drive this EVO down to its new home. 12-hour drive and show the whole thing on like YouTube. Interesting question mark. Would you join in on that live stream and hang out for a little bit? Thinking about having multiple camera angles, one where that is right now, one where it was previously but with a different lens, and then a gap cam in the back that I can toggle to if we ever get into a race. Obviously driving 12 hours, you're gonna see a lot of cars, and once you hit Southern California, you're gonna see at least double the number of cars. And then if I can, I think I have a way to potentially have a drone feed happen. Oh, I'm being defeated by my extreme driveway. What's that? Something loose inside of my hood. And as simple as this type of thing is, it's one of those things that I definitely, and Justin as well, want to highlight as much as we can, and maybe just make it as simple as possible, because this is a simple thing. Changing the oil in a car is super simple, and if you only rely on something like Jiffy Lube or a shop, you're overpaying for labor. Now, convenience factor, like my truck is actually probably also easy because it's lifted and I don't have to jack it up. I take that to Jiffy Lube just to get it done quickly. Something like the EVO where I don't want, you know, my TEs in tight spaces, you know, driven by someone else. I'm gonna go ahead and handle this myself. I'm gonna keep it simple, take you through the things that you definitely need, some of the stuff that's nice to have, right? Like specialty tools, and then just get this thing done. I still haven't, but definitely a nice to have. That's the oil filter doohickey mabobber. The amount of oil it's going to need. Get yourself the proper weight as your oil filter. Got to get it high enough for my big body to get under there. Woo. Slowly. All right, cool. The fuck was that? That was a weird noise. Is it that? Crazy noise. I think I'm having trouble remembering where my drain plug is, and where I'm thinking it is a strange sensor. Never seen that before. What shit is this? Goes up and into the cabin. Huh, is that that is my oil drain. All right, well, I'm about to do a quick Googling because that looks interesting. And I don't want to pull the wrong thing off, but I'm pretty sure that's it. I'm hoping when I Google oil drain plug EVO 9MR. Okay, so those are regular old oil drain plugs, no sensors attached. Where's the oil? I said EVO 9. I'm not seeing anything helpful. This is what me and Justin literally were just talking about. Like, why is it gotta be so complicated to be like finding what you need? The EVO 10, why is EVO 9 hard to find? None of this makes sense. Keep showing me transmission and differential. Like, here's a picture of an oil pan and it's like the drain point. So why does mine have a wire? All right, well, for the life of me, I can't find an answer, and I sent a picture to Justin, he's busy, but I know that's where you drain the oil, and thought oil temperature sensor. So I'm gonna assume that's what it is, but I don't have an oil temp gauge. No, there's no picture where this is OEM. So my other thought is this guy, previous owner, or a previous owner may have had a cluster with that particular sensor to a gauge that no longer exists. And hopefully that doesn't mean that they beat the hell out of it in tracking it, which, you know, whatever, more power to whoever owned it and had fun with it. But anyways, regardless, other segue words, I'm gonna drop my oil catch. Obviously can't use a socket on it because it has a wire sticking out. So I'm gonna grab the sizes that look right and fit one. This is why it's important to have a good suite of tools that you can pivot and use whatever you need for whatever particular thing you're working on. As simple as an oil change, running into something like this where I need to use a different tool than I thought I was gonna use. So grab those wrenches, drop the oil catch, start filling this bad boy up with some fresh oil. Let's go. There's no way bigger or smaller than the group that I just grabbed. Might actually be bigger than the biggest one. I should probably grab some gloves too. Well, turns out I need bigger. That's what she said. Glovies. All right, we'll go with 17 first. See if that works. Nope. 18. What are you? Oh my God, it's bigger than an 18? What the fuck? All right, pivoting to the next one. Because I don't have any bigger than that on my wrench set. We gotta go with one of these plumber tools. Good note is to try to keep pressure on it while you're spinning it if you can. That way oil doesn't prematurely come dumping out, and then well, I just got caught. I got splurted. Oh, I forgot to get the glass so I can catch some oil. Okay, that looks pretty dark. Yeah. We got our sample. We got a little sample here. Yeah, it's just dark, just needs to be changed. Nothing crazy here. All right, pop the top to get it to flow more. Are we low? That's already drained. Last I checked, it wasn't low. Uh-oh, I don't like that. That might explain some things. I left my glove just sitting there. Ew. All right, the more fun part, pulling the oil filter off. Let it out, buddy. Let it out. Your abused oil. I mean, I don't think I see any sparkles, so that's good. I don't think I would expect that though, given it's not running poorly. Just old, dark, not great, not bad, not bad at all. So this little tool here is just a great way to get leverage on the oil filter because it is an awkward shape. It's covered in plastic. Throw this bad boy on and it's supposed to fit, but that's a big filter for some reason. Wow, this is from my old EVO 8 days and it's not fitting. That's a little concerning. I don't have another one of these. Shit, I swear this is the one I used. All right, well, let's see if it's, oh, it's not even, it's barely hand tight. This is the one that's gonna cause some mess, I think. Woo, slippery. Ooh, gurgly. Oh, we got some more. Another glove bites the dust. Let that drip for a little bit. This is the point of the situation where you just think about your life a little bit. What am I accomplishing? What am I really here to do? Do I know what I'm doing? Did I watch enough videos to understand that even an oil change requires some knowledge? Oh, it's drippy. Another shout out, one of the must-haves. Man, I should have had this on the list of the garage things that you should have. Epoxy floors go a long way. Focus on this, don't focus on me. Looks good. It's just a little dark. Like I said, I don't think I changed the oil when I bought this. I'm almost certain that I didn't have the guys change the oil because I was so focused on the differential, the smack in the back with torque. So we had that fixed before anything else. I'm gonna Google really quick how much oil is supposed to go in here. I think it's 5 quarts. I only have 5 quarts. You know what I'm gonna do actually? I have some other oil that I might run through this really quick to try to flush out any additional oil that's kind of left in here because it's still dribbling. It might take a while for it to just lose all the oil. I'm gonna pour some fresh oil in and at least get some of that leftover out so that, you know, we don't have any old oil in here, which a little bit of oil is not gonna do anyone any big troubles, but some neuroticness, I don't know, a little tiny bit of OCD here. I don't know. Flushy flush. Oh, that might also be old oil right there. Old BMW oil. So that's dark. That was dark. Do I have any new stuff? Or are these both old shit? This looks like it could be new. Yeah, that's new. There we go. Just a little gulp gulp. Whoopsie doodles. It's like coming out. Yep. There we go. Flush it out, baby. All right. I'm gonna give it a little time. Let it pee out all its nastiness, and then I'll capture the refill. Is my autofocus off? Focus on me. This is drained for long enough, I believe. I'm gonna go ahead and get the drain plug plugged back in. I'm gonna replace it at some point as long as when I trace the wire that it's connected to is not connected to anything important. I'll probably replace it with just a normal standard drain plug with a magnet at the end of it, maybe a Mitsubishi. Get the new oil filter on there. That actually probably should go on first. And honestly, I don't know if it's super important to pre-fill the oil filter, but I'm gonna do that anyways, and then lube up the gasket, screw that bad boy on, go as hand tight as I can, which is pretty tight for me, and then start pouring some oil in. Let's get it done. Damn, been talking this whole time and I was using the wrong microphone. No leaks. Set a 3-minute timer as suggested by many different research points. I had a brief moment of not panic, but like questions, because that old oil filter that didn't fit my tool came out and it was way bigger than the HKS one. And the analogy I used was not like me bigger than Justin, which is barely, like 50 pounds more. It was more like me compared to my wife. So that was a little weird. But it threaded the same. The gasket was about the same diameter. So it fits, it ships. I bought it from STM. It says EVO 1 through 10. So it's not leaking right now, seems to be good. Last thing I was wondering is, like, I try to measure the oil with the dipstick. It looks like it's overfilled. And I feel like I remember this in the past too. It's like, I don't know how to measure that. It never falls between the tick marks, but it's recommended 5 quarts. That's a 5-quart jug, so I guess we're good to go. Now it's time for a little test drive, now that I've redubbed myself.
Tune up the 808 baseline check. They stay complacent, me, I'm a threat. Big moves only how I connect.
Quick test drive around the block. I'm gonna do window down because it's a little warm.
They get stuck while I progress. Can tell.
All right, new oil. Does it feel smoother? I don't know why my shifts feel smooth, but I guess if there's resistance in the engine, you're not going to go into gear very nicely. So far, it feels real good. Too soon. Maybe I'm just placebo effect for putting in new guts. I don't know. It feels pretty freaking good. I'm gonna rip this thing over to Jiffy Lube, drop off the old oil, have them take it. If you didn't know, if that's one of those reasons why you don't want to do your own oil change because you're like, what the hell am I supposed to do with all this oil? You can take it to a Jiffy Lube. If you have a local dump, typically they'll take it for free as well. But Jiffy Lube, if they're just about everywhere. You can take the old oil in that catch can to them. They'll dump it in their oil supply, and it's absolutely free as well. Pretty sure you can drop off the oil filter as well. I got squealy brakes. That's my next piece of maintenance that I'm gonna do. The guy did sell the car to me with new brake pads, so I wish, my wheels were off, my calipers were off. I should have done them then. I'm an idiot. Oil, roll, quack, lock. Feels good, sounds good. I feel like the lifter tick kind of keeps going away a little bit more and more. One day that's definitely going to be a modification, upgrade the lifters, but I feel like I don't want to do that until I feel like I want to do more to the power and do like actual cams. The cammed EVO, whew, that sounds so good, and that's more power, baby. I'm more power, bud! If this video has any sort of lesson learned that I could pass on, is never underestimate Prjct, even if it's just changing the oil, because you never know what's going to end up happening. In my case, simple oil change turned into a bunch of different pieces of research, one being an oil temp sensor that exists in the car that I didn't know I had. The tools I thought I was going to use, like what I showed at the beginning, ended up not being really any of the tools that I used. Let me think back. Yeah. None of the tools except for the oil catch actually worked. And actually, as a side note, the oil catch, make sure that it's one that you can seal, because that one has a part where you can pour out the old oil. There's a spot that collects the oil and has a cap as well, and then there's a breather. You can't really take it anywhere if it's just in an open container. So do your research, check what you have installed, right? If this is a new to you car and they didn't tell you that they had this, that, or the other, take a look under the car before you dive head first in. Make sure you have the tools available to do the job before you unhook the stuff. Worst thing you could do is pop it up on jack stands. Mine was halfway out the garage door, and then you don't have the tools to finish the job, and then you got to try to make a trip to whatever local store, and dude has a animal helmet from the Sesame Street, or no, the Muppets. Yeah, that's so good. I know they're cringy to most people, but I love motorcycle riders with the helmets with some sort of like bunny head or fluffy thing. It's just so fucking cool, so funny. Anyways, I wish I had an outside camera. I ordered a gap cam mount, so whenever I do drive the EVO, I might just throw that on there, and then I would have captured that. I would have had that. Okay, I'm tangenting, going too far. Make sure you know what wrenches you need before you throw it. That way you don't get stuck, because yeah, worst case scenario, that's where I was. You have to jump in, if you have another car, jump in the car, run to a tools shop, buy the tool that you actually need, and then get back. That's it for today, crew. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you're not a part of the crew yet, consider subscribing. Lots of content to come. It might take a little bit for me to get to that content. I know the next thing I definitely want to do is try to get my sound system in the Tundra upgraded, because the 10 is just not big enough. It's not loud enough. Already becoming a journey, because I've somehow didn't realize that a 12-inch L7T is actually 8 inches thick or deep. So I don't know that I can do 12s in the truck, but I want to really badly. So the first episode will be coming soon where I'm going to take the bench seat out in the back, or at least the 1/3, and see how much space I might have to play with, because I know I could probably angle the front and maybe give myself a little bit more depth. But that's the goal. The next thing is going to be the Tundra with hopefully a 12-inch or 2 12-inch subwoofers. We got Project Pod. We're definitely talking through a range of topics, so you'll find something you're interested in, I'm sure. And then if you have any ideas, we definitely want to hear them down in the comments. And if you're not new, you know exactly what to do. Hit the like button, leave a comment, share this video. Those are the ways to help grow the crew. And until the next one, I'll see you later, crew. And look at that. I'm at Jiffy Lube. I made it. I made it to the Jiffy. In a Jiffy. Oh, go spend some money on that money pit.
I think I got a vendetta.
Got to say that on the last one. Yuck.
Oh, now they call me, I seen them. All of those times getting severed. I told them all I get let up. They get not tired of me never. Give me a shot and I swear I shoot like Berettas. Yeah. They getting nervous, I seen it. What I see, you wouldn't
Thank you.
believe it. They say they wanted, I need it.
Are those the 8s or the 9s?
That's 9.
That's the last one. Mind if I look at it real quick?
Go for it. So, you know, help us get to some more followers. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Yeah. Cool. Thank you, everyone. Caught all that on video. Conversations with people.